What's going on? What is going on? It is your boy Smooth Blaze, and I'd like to welcome you back to Walking in Purpose, Embracing the Journey Before You Reach Your Destination, episode 15. Now, a couple weeks ago, the theme that we discussed, or the topic that we discussed, was manipulation versus inspiration. What type of leadership style do you use when it comes to that as you influence people? Are you more manipulative or are you more inspiration? Do you inspire or do you break down to stay in control of persons? Now for this week, what we will discuss will be too many chiefs, not enough Indians. And what that means is that everybody wants to rule, but don't nobody want to follow. So I want to talk a little bit about the side effects of poor leadership. Here's some things that I've learned about myself. Number one, I understand my role. No matter what I do, either leadership or subordinate, I know my role. Next, I won't ask you to do something that I wouldn't do. If I'm telling you to go get this project done within this time frame, if I have to do the same thing, I'll be doing the same thing as a subordinate. I'm always going to give you that same energy. Team performance matters the most. Of course, the person that's the head will get the glory for it, but showing love and highlighting those persons on the team matters 10 times more. Each member should feel valued outside of their position, meaning that you are more than just what you do every day. You have a family, you are a father, you are a mother, you are something to somebody. So you're more than just what your skills and abilities are. Lastly, or second to last, importance of being open-minded. You can't have a one-track mind when you're dealing with a group of people and leading. You have to be open-minded about things. Lastly, step in when you see shortfalls. There's certain leaders that decide to, when things are going off wrong, they'll just attack the team like y'all slacking. Some people get their hands dirty and go handle their business. Those are another type of leader. Now, here are some healthy habits I've created to ensure that I'm not a poor leader or that I don't keep myself around poor leadership. Understand everybody's strengths and weaknesses. I may be good at this thing. You may be better at the weakness that I have. Use that as an asset and allow that person that has more of a niche in that area to tackle this. Next, setting obtainable goals and setting realistic goals. Realistic goals are goals that you know you can hit, regardless of what it is. Now, as you hit those goals, you can go in and pushing it a little further to go to goals that may be hard to obtain, that may take a longer time frame. Another thing would be, as far as a healthy habit, is getting connected with leaders and learn about their techniques. Each leader has a significant role that they play in their field. So when you're looking at leadership, the biggest thing that you have to learn is there's a variety of techniques. You may want to use different trinkets from certain different persons and put it into your toolbox. Next thing will be always ask persons' opinions before you make everybody feel included. Basically, ensuring that I ask how the group feels about something versus this is how it's gonna be and this is what we're gonna do. Empower people to do things. Another healthy habit that I have is stand with your team during difficult times. There are going to be times where your team is pressed and the leader is supposed to be the person that covers them, right? On those times, if you have a great leader that's going to be in the trenches with you, that's going to hold you down, you're great. But there's going to be some leaders that's going to point blame and not do the things that they need to do. Have frequent meetings and updates. It's important to have meetings frequently, if it's weekly, it's bi-weekly. However, don't just have meetings because it gets pointless. Lastly, challenge each person to be the best version of themselves. Each and every person of that team understands what their capabilities are. Your job is to push them to that point where they can reach those goals. So think about it from that perspective. Now, let's talk about time. There's not enough time in the world to even do anything. But as a leader, there are so many things that have to get done. How can we maximize on the time that we are given? Those are things you got to ask yourself, because time is going to go by fast. Monday through Friday, even if you work on weekends, time goes by so fast. So maximize it. Another question you have to ask yourself when it deals with relationships, overall, personal and impersonal. With your interaction with your peers, are they fueled by giving orders or encouraging others? You have to figure out what type of leaders you have in your circle, because they mirror you. So if you have manipulative persons, maybe you are manipulative. If you are inspirational or a person that likes to build and transform somebody into be one, that's the type of style you have to be. You are who you attract. Always remember that. Financial management. As we all know, leaders have the power and influence to assist their team into either promotion or compensation improvement, right? Are the people on your team being compensated properly? In order to keep your team and keep it flowing smoothly, you have to compensate. You have to do things for them in order to get that type of continual production out of them. You can't expect them to do all these things and you're not compensating them in a way that benefits this work. So it has to be a balance. Let's talk about the faith. When a leader is appointed, God either wills it or allows it to happen. Always remember that, right? During your reign, are you still led by God, or are you blinded just by your skills and ability? Sometimes we could be put in a positional role. We may have power and we may have influence, but we lean more on our skills and abilities, which is fine in certain cases, but you can never forget to leave on the guidance and wisdom of God. That's the most essential part of keeping this flow and keeping everything flow. So, since we understand what a poor leader looks like, what can we do about this? What really can we do about this? One, your team is a reflection of you. If you want to improve your perspective or your view on excellent leadership, you need to have a team that reflects you. Number two, leaders leaders don't mind getting their hands dirty. Leaders do not mind getting their hands dirty. Meaning, if I got to get in these trenches with y'all, I'm going to get in there, because I'm not going to tell you anything that I won't push out. Promotion and compensation matters to the team. Don't ever get to the point where you feel as if, oh, my team is flowing good, great. And if there's needs not met at the house or in their families, or things are slacking, it's going to pour into your productivity. Don't ever forget that. Don't allow your skills and abilities to overlook God. We can't get above ourselves, because we have to realize who gave us these skills and abilities. Always keep that in mind. Leaders know how to prioritize time during time schedules. Meaning, if we have a major project to do, in this time, leaders gonna maximize on that, because regardless of what needs to be done, you know how to galvanize the troops. Lastly, be truthful with your peers when they display poor leadership skills. We gotta be accountable. If we got a circle full of persons that we love and respect, you gotta give them the harsh reality. If they poor in certain areas, call them out on it and try to help them find ways to improve it. But as we close, I would like to thank you for checking out my channel. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, select all, so you will not miss one video. Now, before we close, I would like to take the time out to say this simple phrase. We cannot control the hand that was dealt, but we can move with a purpose. It is your boy, Smooth Blaze, and I'm signing out. Peace.